How you doing today, folks? And welcome to Red Wolf EDC. Now, today I have a video for you to be very, very clear because I'm big on full disclosures here. This is a sponsored video because Gripzilla sent this product to me for review and comparison in a much larger video that I'm working on with several other content creators and multiple other companies, kind of focusing on forearm and grip strength because I've been really getting into that lately. I recently messed up my leg pretty damn bad, so I can't do very much lower body work at all. So I was like, you know what? I can't do squats or lunges or my usual stuff, and I can't run, and I can't do martial arts. I'm just going to really focus on my upper body. I noticed there's a whole bunch of tools out there for your chest, back, biceps, triceps, but not a lot for your forearms. And what is there seems kind of confusing. There's like stuff like this, which is a twister from Iron Mind that you got off of Amazon the other day. You can use things like heavy clubs to really kind of get your like stabilizer muscles going, which also works your forearms during actual use. Same thing with maces. You can use basic kettlebell workouts and pulley strings. There's a bunch of different things you can do, right? But what's really the best? And I can tell you a lot about that when it comes to everything besides forearms and hands, because it's one of those things that there's just, as far as I'm aware, not a best. So I reached out to multiple different companies, creators, and everything else to really kind of get like a collaboration effort going to see which one is. Because when I started doing this about a month ago, I couldn't find anything. I was like, what the hell? So I'm trying to make an actual guide for it to where people don't have to do what I do, which is spend hours and hours and hours on the internet researching crap because it was exhausting. So this is the Tornado by Gripzilla. So even though this is a sponsored video, you guys know I'm not for sale. I don't pull punches for anyone for any reason, right? So a little bit about me. I have a background in marketing and design and a bunch of other different types of jobs from over the years, right? So let's speak about the design aspect right now. This is a $219.99 product, basically $220. This packaging makes your product look cheap. For those of you that have ever been to like a Ross, you look at the workout section where they also have like grippers and everything else there. You see something for a relatively budget price. It normally has a presentation similar to this. And you look at it and it's $10, $15, $20. So by designing your product where it has a packaging looks like this, with the big yellow writing and everything else, because this very much fits a brand, you expect it to be within that $15 to $20 category. It doesn't read premium. To be clear, I've already opened this up. I took it apart, put it together again, made sure I knew what I was talking about before I made this video. It's a great product. But the packaging has to be updated if you actually want to compete, especially with the price tag you are currently at. You want to have some bit of advice on like design language. Cut all this away. It's like a nice deep red package or even just a flat black package. Have the word Gripzilla embossed so it's nice and bold but also clean. Minimize almost everything there to where they want to actually buy the package to really understand what the fuck it is. This is just too busy and it cheapens it. All the information is good, but it's just presented in a way that cheapens your product. So first and foremost, let's open it up. I do love this packaging though right here. Got a little puck falling out where it says make hand stronger again. Nice clean black. When you actually open it up, you see some Jedi shit because this looks like a damn lightsaber and my nerdy ass saw that, was like, ooh. So as far as putting it together, you're going to want to get this little primary piece out. So right here, you're going to want to get the things that resemble lightsabers out. So you'll get it like this. You'll take the actual puck right there, right side down, put it in. Lock that on, make sure it's nice and secure, set it aside. Same thing, you'll get it like this, where the puck is out, gray side on, lock it in, set it aside. Then you will have these two little metal pucks, which you need these because the first time I built this without using them and it did not work properly. It was very, very easy. I was like, what the hell? I know damn well I'm big, but I'm not Hulk. So why is this so easy to use? Take this puck, pop it in, make sure it's secure. Other side, take this puck, pop it in, make sure it's secure. And then you thread it. And let me speak for a moment about these threads, right? Because they could definitely be done better, but kudos where kudos are deserved. It is a nice, high-quality thread that, while the world has a way of making better idiots, it will be kind of hard for an idiot to cross-thread this and to really destroy it. Is it possible? Yes, because the world has a way of making better idiots. But if you actually take the time to really be slow with it and methodical with it and make sure it's done properly, I really don't see it being an issue. Now, what is an issue is in order to make sure the resistance on both sides is spot on, I literally have to count threads. That's not okay. What I would personally do is I would take this gap right here. Let me unscrew this real quick so you can really see it. Damn it, right here. And put a numbering system there. 1 through 5, 1 through 6, 1 through 7, right? Obviously, there's going to be little grades in between that, right? But at the very least, they have an idea that, hey, I can go from 1 to 5 or 6 or 7, whatever the case may be. If you go through all the way up to 10, they're going to be really tiny numbers, probably going to rub off. So I'd probably go 1 through 5, 1 through 7 tops. But to be able to screw up to that number and then know at the very least that the resistance is the exact same on this side as it is on this side, as it is, I roll it up. I kind of judge it like this a little bit, see if I get the idea. And I spin this, which is how you go about securing it. So you rotate this inner cuff. And then once it meets up, that means it is secure. Do the exact same thing with this one. And then I count threads. So in this case, I am 2 threads off. So roll it forward. Now I am dead on. It's not hard to do, but it does feel a little counterintuitive. So now you're on like this. And now you do the actual rotation. This is on pretty easy for demonstration purposes. But you can make it a lot harder, which I will do so right now, which is how I tend to use it, because I'm fairly deep into this whole arm training, grip training thing right now. And one thing I'm kind of surprised by is that if you want to get bigger biceps and stronger biceps, you do quite a lot of work. What I've noticed with training my grip strength and my forearms and everything else is even though they haven't gotten huge by any means, they have gotten bigger very, very fast. And they have gotten stronger very, very fast. So in not much time, this is not full, but there's 4 threads remaining. You do this. Looks ridiculous. Let's be honest here. Looks like you're riding a bike, like you're just, or maybe doing like a speed bag. But like, it works. So immediately, I am feeling a burn right here, a slight one in the center right here, and also something in my triceps up here, as well as my actual shoulders. Now, if you have shoulder problems, which is why I like this, lay on your back and literally do this. And then this completely eliminates the shoulders. Everything I feel is kind of hyper focused in my actual forearms, a little bit in the triceps, but nowhere near as much. But it allows you for going through like a process like of injury or whatever, like how I am right now. You can eliminate that problem muscle, which I love. What I also love is putting this onto the absolute max setting and basically pretending to break something. Secure that in. Having a little bit of trouble unscrewing this. There we go. So get it to the absolute max. There is a point where I'll just stop twisting. Once you get it to that point, basically do this. It's like you're breaking something. And it's an exercise that I did originally as a joke, see how it would feel like. And it puts a whole bunch of immediate burn and pressure on the center part of your forearm like nothing else I've seen does. Now, do you want to have the center of your forearm have a bicep? I don't know. That might look really, really weird. But if that is a thing, and I'm not sure if it is or not, just doing this immediately does that. Now, to be clear, it does also still burn right here. It burns up here. It does the same thing with the shoulder, less on the tricep for this one. But it really centers right there in a way that I was surprised by. So when I first got this, I unboxed it or whatever on a personal level without doing a video or anything like that. And I played with it for a little bit, right? I did not do a true workout. I wanted to do that later on for an actual review. But I did a brief little one, and I was very surprised after just doing just a few minutes of this, how much I could actually feel it. Now, I'm a glutton for punishment, right? When I work out for hours. I start off low, I go as high as I can possibly go, midway, and then over time, I literally drop down probably 7 or 8 different times to the point where I'm probably lifting like 10 goddamn pounds. And I'm basically just trying to get as many fucking sets in as possible to completely fatigue the muscle. So I'm used to having very long workout sessions to where if I can't, I'll literally work out until I cannot pick it up anymore and then drop it down and then drop it down and drop it down and keep on doing that to where you're really, really fatiguing the muscle. I found myself doing that with this in like 15 minutes. Within 5, which normally takes you about 45 minutes to actually drop it down the first time, within 5 minutes, I had to drop it down. And I kept on going and I dropped it down. I was like, okay, there's something to this. The construction is all something that I absolutely love. Now, I'm a firm believer, right? And this is backed up throughout many different studies, throughout many different pieces of product history and everything else. If you design something complicated, but you simplify it down, like the idea of what this thing is complicated as shit. My brain never would have thought about this. But as soon as I got it in hand, I put it together, I was like, oh, I get it. Same thing with a kettlebell or a barbell or those adjustable dumbbell things. They're things that are complicated in engineering, but once they're actually created, you're like, oh, this is simple. I understand this. Things like that, normally speaking, last and stand the test of time. Also, as far as standing the test of time, right, this thing is beastly. Like, see if you can hear this right now. I don't know exactly what this weighs, right? But you could like really hurt someone with this. Normally in my videos, I'll test durability by throwing it. I don't want to do that with this because I'm going to break some shit. This is heavy, which is great for that actual workout. It also, you really feel the durability. The packaging makes it feel cheap. This is a $219 product. And as soon as I got it in hand, I was like, oh, I feel that. I feel that. There is that satisfaction there to where you really just understand it's a quality product. Now, one thing I will say is I got a buddy of mine named Nate who is a fairly advanced in the like CrossFit and grip training. He can hold a freaking, like he can sit there on a pull-up bar, right? And just hold his own weight for 2 goddamn minutes. I do 45 seconds and I want to fucking commit seppuku. Like, I can do 20 seconds, no problem. 30 seconds starts to burn. Those last 15, I want to die. To be fair, I'm 6'8", about 285 pounds right now. Got fat for a while there. Started to lose it all again, thankfully. But holding that freaking like pose or whatever, it sucks. And he can do it for 2 minutes straight. So this is an exceptional guy, but he's not like, you know, professional. He isn't like a damn ninja or whatever the case may be. But he's a bigger dude that focuses more on his actual grip strength and forearms. And this thing on full blast He was just like, oh, I can do this. I can't. I can do it with my technique completely suffering, which defeats the purpose of working out. He can do it, never having touched this thing before in his life, like it's nothing. He still gets a burn, but it's nowhere near compared to what I get and what I'm sure most of you will get. So I do think there needs to be a pro version of this that gets a whole lot stronger, because that dude made this shit look easy. On full tightness, as it is right now, again, I do these, it works. I can do the rotations. It's not easy by any means. And my technique is kind of sloppy, which, normally speaking, whenever you work out any muscle whatsoever, when your technique drops, you're going to hurt yourself. So deload, or take a second to take a second to rest, get some water or whatever, then try again and make sure your technique is spot on, because you want to isolate that muscle. And being like, I'm going to lift the weights like this doesn't help. Like, people that do that in the gym, I think are hilarious, because, like, dude, you'll get stronger, yes, you'll get some gains, but you're doing so much extra work, and you are really increasing your odds of really hurting yourself. But again, even though I am not in that super strength category, I can still turn this without a huge issue. He can turn it on full blast with no issue. So I do think a stronger variant needs to be made for those that really get used to it. I also think it needs to have a numbered system, so you know exactly where you are at and not literally counting threads, because that feels kind of janky. On the different side, though, this is like some freaking steampunk rock and roll fingers. Like, it's awesome, and I kind of like that you have to literally count the threads on a different side, because it just feels so unique to this super over-engineered, durable, crazy-ass thing that looks, frankly, absurd. But as soon as you start working with it, you're like, oh, I get it. This isn't a fad. This isn't a scam product. Like, this shit genuinely works, and you can feel it, and I love it. Like, so the actual full comparison video is down the line. It's at least a month away. A lot of work, a lot of messaging, a lot of back and forth. It's not going to be coming anytime soon, so don't hold your breath on that. But this is something I wanted to really talk to you guys about. I got stacks of products here that are for that video that I didn't want to make a video on, because it wasn't like, whoa. This, I was immediately like, whoa, okay. I understand, because the marketing for this is kind of bad. This looks almost like a joke product. It's not. It's no joke at all. It works. It's durable. It's heavy. It's well made, and I don't love it yet, but I really think once I really get used to the actual movement and everything else, I'm going to love it, because I already really, really freaking like it. Nothing else really works that center muscle right there. And it also freaking works right here, works right there, works the actual triceps, shoulders, a little bit of chest. Like, it's essentially a compound exercise, and it works really quickly. I mean, I really, really like this thing. But as always, folks, it's kind of a longer video, so I apologize for that. But I love you all. Please take care, and bye-bye.